morning peeps. Right, I'm going to do some pink ink today, pink ink stamping today, and I'm going to be using my gel press to make my background. I'm also going to be using some masking sheets because I want to stamp an image and then I want to mask it before I do my background. So let's have a look. I've got my brayer, I've got my VersaFine Clair Nocturne for stamping, I've got two Lavinia Elements inks here that I'd like to use. Don't know what these colours are going to go like together, but let's see when it happens. We've got Blue Lagoon and Henna there for my background. Right, I'm going to be using this lovely fairy, Rose Hip. She's my favourite of all the pink ink fairies. But like I say, I'm going to stamp her out and then I'm going to mask her because I don't want to get the background colours mixing in with her. So I found this amazing pack of, I think it was about 150 or 100 sheets near, I can't remember now, probably 50 A5 masking sheets, and they are perfect for this. You stamp on the white side because that's the sticky side, and the yellow is the back, and you peel that off. But what I've done is I've pre-stamped, let me just put them somewhere out of the way. I've pre-stamped her on my backing, on my masking sheet, and you can see I've cut her out roughly, because some of these lines, you know, that straggle off of her hair and that, they'll be stamped on the image anyway, on the main card anyway, so you'll still see those, but I need to cover the main part of her. Little tiny effects like this, they'll be there because she'll be stamped anyway before I cover her over. So that's my mask that I'm going to be using. I'm also using my own AngiesHappyHobby circles and spheres masks and stencils. I've got a 3, I'm not sure if that's 3.5 or 3.25, it rubbed off. I've got a feeling it's 3.25 inch circle because I want to do a moon behind her as well, so that's going to be used for that. I've got my usual A5 card blank. The mat is 14 by 20 centimeters. A5 is 15 by 21 centimeters. So my mat is 14 by 20 and my topper is 13 by 19 centimeters. The topper I'm using, the card I'm using for that is Daler Rowney watercolor card, A4 size, and it's the hot press, so it's a smoother finish. Cold press is quite a rough finish. So that's going to be my actual card and my big gel press. So let's begin. Let's first of all get this out of here. Peel that off there. I can leave the other backing on because it won't slide around too much. Not that it matters if it does really, but right, so I've got a piece of card here extra so that when I brayer I can clean off in between. That's just to rub that off, then I can use that for something else. Now, moon mask. I've got to figure out where I want this to be. So in fact, before I brayer that, what I'll do is I will stamp her out on my card so I can figure out where I'm going to want her to be as far as the moon is concerned. So let's have a look. I'll give that a wipe actually because I did use it to make the mask, so I don't want the excess ink going onto here and ruining it. I've got to figure out where I want to place her, because she's got all those lovely straggles of hair as well that will show as well. So I think I'm going to put her about here. Like that. I'll stamp her out first then, and then at least I know where I'm going with my moon and everything else then, don't I? Maybe I should have used the smaller gel press actually. Thinking about it, I'm probably better off using the smaller gel press as well. Let's get rid of that. Just get the little one out, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to line my card up. As far as the moon's concerned, I'm going to struggle to line it up. Whereas on this, it can only go so far. So I won't be using my large gel press, I'll be using my smaller one, and this one is 5x7. So I'm going to be using my 5x7 gel press. I don't know why, I very rarely use this one. I always tend to go for the big one and make a big piece of background, then cut it down. But if I'm going to use the moon mask, I'm going to know exactly where I'm going with it. So I think best idea is to use the smaller one. Right, let's ink my fairy up. Fairy Rose Hip. Or the Rose Hip Fairy. Whatever you like to call her. That's it, plenty of ink on. Stamping on watercolour cards always not quite as simple, doesn't go on quite as simple as it does on smooth white card. So let's get her inked up first, stamped out. Because obviously if I want to put a moon on there as well, I need to put the moon onto the gel press before I ink it up. Should have got her. Yes, lovely. And a quick clean. Right, let me just take that off there. Let's put that out of the way. Now, so if I want the moon mask to be, let's stick her on as well while we're at it. So you can see I've left all the wispy bits, so what I'll do is I'll mask the main part. In fact, may as well stick that on now as well. Right, let's see if I can find an edge that I can pull up. What I've did at the bottom here is I just, rather than cutting it, I ripped it thinking I might get a fluffier line rather than a, you know, a solid line. I thought it might look a bit more natural, but we'll see. We shall see. Experiment along the way. Right, so let's see if I can line her up. Let's go with the wings. I can line her up spot on. The fingers will be, that will be the telltale. There you go, fingers are on in place. The frock is in place. So that should be just about bang on, and I think it is. Because you can't even see, you can't tell that the wispy bits are there. Look at that, that's brilliant. So that's now on there, that's now stuck to my card. So she's now well and truly masked. I'm going to stick her down really well to make sure the ink doesn't get underneath. Sometimes I've done it in the past and I've not stuck it down quite so well and the ink's gone under. especially when I'm using water, which I will be on here. Right, so that's that prepped and ready. So that's the excess. I don't really need that now. I could use the little bits for other things, but I've got plenty of it, shan't worry. So my moon mask, I want that to be, right, say that's behind her. Do I want it in front of her face or behind? Or just there like that even. I think I'm going to do the moon. I'm going to do it there like that. I've got, again, this is like double-sided grid. It's so that you can place your masks. It gives you some, so it's very, very, very lightly tacky. It's not very tacky at all. So I'm going to put the moon, I'm going to have it there. Right, that's not staying on there. That is so that I can place it on my gel press. It's looking like it's got finger marks and things all over it. I don't know if I want to use that side. Let's use that side instead. Right, so when I place this down, that's smaller than what my card's going to be. That's the only problem. Being 5 by, so I'm going to line it up with the top. So I know then I've got it in place. Well, sorted itself out then, didn't it? I don't know if I want it there. Let's have a look. Put that back to where I had it. Try and line this up. This is awkward. I must admit, more awkward than I expected. Alright, so that's going to go there. So as long as I line that up with the top, my moon is in the right place. I'll take her off there because I don't want to ink that up. So now when I put my ink on here, I'll have my nice clear moon. I want that to be white behind her. Right, so here we go then. Let's have a look. What should we use? Let's have a go with this first. I've no idea what this colour's going to come out like on here. Still got some old pink on my brayer, so it might even pick that up. Oh, that's dark. That's really dark. So I'm going to gently brayer over, back and forth, lift it each time. If you roll it like that, you're going to get lines. So back and forth. Till you feel you've got enough on. Let's get rid of some of that. And I'm going to take some of it back off again because I don't want it to be too dark. I want some blue in there. That is very dark. As you can see from where I've rolled the excess off, it's very dark. And the blue, I don't know what it's going to look like with them both mixed together on here, but it is what it is. What will be, will be. I wanted a kind of a bluey, this will probably come out purple actually. I wanted a bluey tint to it, but I didn't want it to be too blue, you see. That's going to make it look black, I think. Oh well, let's see what happens. Right, so that's the inks on there. I am going to do a bit of splattering, but before I do, Right, I've got my old baths pom-pom thing out, my puff ball or whatever you call it. This, I'm just going to dab it over here and there, and I should get a nice effect. And I'm hoping then when I do the water it doesn't take it away, but let's have a look. We'll see what happens. Just dabbing it on. See if it gives me some kind of a pattern. May work, it may not. See how it's affected on that moon. Right, now I'm going to use a bit of water. I don't want too much, I don't want it bleeding all over the place. I want water going everywhere. So a little bit of water splashes. This again is partly why I'm using watercolour paper. Right, so now remove the moon. Like that. And now I've got to place her, so let me turn it around. Got to place her from the top and down. It's going to miss a whole patch at the bottom, but never mind. Let's see what we get. See, then when I peel off that mask, that moon should be behind where I've stamped her on. Hopefully. I think I've done it right. Only one way to find out, isn't there? So have a look then, what we've got. Oh yeah, that's quite nice. That's come out a lovely backing. Look at that. You see where their patterns have made with that thing. With the, I don't know what you call these. Is it puff ball? With a puff ball, I've got like a pattern running through that. I'm liking that a lot. So now as well, when I peel this off, I'll try and do it so as not to tear my card underneath. I don't think I could have lined that up better if I tried. Oops, got to be careful not to rip her wings off. And these you can always use again. Stick it back on the backing that you peeled off. You can use it again and again. So it is good stuff. It's good stuff. It's handy to have. So with the wing. There. So she's now in place. She's got the moon behind her. And if I can stick that to this, try and line it up as best as I can, I can use it again at some point. That's it. So that's usable again at some point. That can go out the way. Let's give it a quick wipe. Just give that a quick clean up first. You know, I like to clean up along the way. I mean, I know it means I've got this edge along here, but I don't know, perhaps I'll put a frame or something around to finish it off. I don't know. We'll see. But for now, that's looking good. I can colour that in with something else, I don't know. So, I'm going to get my old palette, and I've got some brushes in here. I've got some water, and I'm going to colour her in. I think I might need to get some more colours in my palette. Not sure what that's... Let's have a look what we've got. What's that colour? That's kind of a skin tone, isn't it? I'll use that for a skin tone then. I do like using the gel press. You get some really nice backgrounds using that. You can put your stencils on them and all sorts, and you know, still get a lovely image for your backgrounds. Right, so there's our Faery. We don't want it to be too pale, we don't want it to be too orange either. And her hand as well. Okay, and slightly dark. Let's make it a little bit darker. Add a bit of that pink to it. Oh, perhaps a bit too much. So add a bit of shading. And some on her cheek, a little bit darker in her ear. And around her hairline. Anywhere where the shadows are, put your slightly darker colour where there might be a shadow. Let's add a bit more water and blend that in a bit now. Where's my tissue paper? Clean that off. Let's blend that colour into her face. Don't want the shadows to be too prominent. I'm also taking out some of the excess of the colour that I laid down in the first place then as well. A little bit dark. And last but not least, her hand. Try and blend that in a bit more as well. There she is. There she is. She's beautiful. Right, what colour dress do you think? Should we give her a purple dress? Pinky purple. Let's have a look. What have I got? Is that a purple? Where's pink? Where's my purple? You never find the one you want, can you? There we go, deep plum. Let's give that a go. That'd be a nice colour, I think. That is deep. It's really dark. Oh yes, that's very rich. I'll water that down a bit because I don't want it to be that dark, I don't think. Just going to go it roughly to start with, and then I will dry it off and then add some of the darker bits. Now, what colour can I do going across there? I think we'll do stripes. I think blue might look nice with that. I wonder if blue would go with that. If I do a sleeve in a different colour, and the stripes and then the frilly bit around. Let's try this blue. Got a lovely blue in here. Yeah, that's not such a nice blue, is it? Let's have a look. Where's that? Blue violet. Because it's got a violety tinge to it. It'll be, oops, oh dear, went a bit too, a bit heavy-handed there, I think. Now look at that, lovely rich blue. I don't know if you can see that. Lovely rich blue. That's it, and that's what we're going to use. So I'm going to do the sleeve in that blue. I don't know what you call this. Is it called a glove? And the same with the belt. And the same with the frilly bit around the edge of her dress. I don't know, do those colours follow? Do they go? I don't know. Not too bad, does it? Now I'm going to put some shadow in, so it'll be darker down the back of her arm. Actually, no, the moon's that side of her, isn't it? So the darker shade would be to the front of her arm. So let's make that a little bit darker, not too much. Right, get some water, blend that in. Yeah, just took it straight back out. There you go. Let's dry some of this off, otherwise my inks are going to bleed. Background as well, really. Right. That's better. Now I can work it. The good thing with inks, you can always lift them back out. If you put too much in, you can always lift a little bit out, like I've just done there, which is always a good thing. Now wings, I'd like her wings to be blue as well, but not that same shade of blue. And what colour hair as well. For now, let's just do her darker shades on her dress. Can be shady where her arm and hand is. Put my hair on my brush. Bring that shade down to my dress is going to be darker at the front anyway because the moon is shining on the back of it. Oh, there's the cat. Sometimes, cat, honestly scare me to death sometimes. So we've got a bit of shading going on now in the dress. Blend in some of these lines. So you get that shaded effect in the creases and things in a dress. That's better. Blend that line in. There you go. So now for her hair. What colour hair should we give her? Pink? Yellow? Not sure what I want to do with her hair. I think a nice orangey colour would look good. If I mix a bit of yellow with that pink that's already in there, let's see what we get. Playing with that water soon got mucky looking. Right, let's try a bit of that red in it, make it a bit more fiery. There you go. Don't want yellow hair. Just follow some of these lines up. That's the main. Like that. And just follow some of these lines around. Ooh, that's not meant to happen. I've got something in my brush. You don't usually get the VersaFine, don't usually run with ink. It's odd. Just had something in my brush. A nasty looking dark streak going in around there. I don't know what that looks nasty, doesn't it? That's never mind. Perhaps put some streaks in her hair, then some colours in her hair. Might have picked up from that actually, from that background. It's very probable. Yeah, I would say so. Right, I'm going to put some streaks in that anyway. I'm going to do some dark and light as well. Let's colour it down a bit in places at the ends. That's it, got a bit of dark and light going on there. Bit of light just there. That's it. And then I'm going to add, I think that brush is a bit thick. Where's my really thin brush? There we go. Let's add some pink to it, some nice pink. Just a few streaks here and there. I think might be nice. Alright, cat. I'm going to have to go and feed my cat. Hey, Hungy. Let me have a minute. There we go, some little streaks of pink going through. Now I'm going to wet that as well and make it bleed in. Let's get that big brush again. A minute, puss. Get that colour to blend in there, get it nice and fiery. Lovely fiery redhead. There you go. That's nice. I'm liking that. Dab it to stop it bleeding too much. That's it. Right, I'm going to feed my cat. Lovely, lovely. I'm liking that. So now the wings, wanted a different kind of blue for the wings. So let me clear a space out in my palette. What have I got in there? And let's clear up some of that and that. Don't always work like this because you think you've cleaned it and there's always a little bit of something in the corner. Need to get some more of these palettes. Right, I think more of a turquoisey colour. What's that? Not forest green. What's that one? There you go, teal ocean. So I'll put a tiny bit of that in there. But I want our wings to be kind of turquoisey blue, but I want them to have a little hint of pink in there as well. So let's use that. Oh, they're very bright. Too bright. Let's always bleed some of it back out. Right, so nice wings. Probably should have done these before I done her hair, shouldn't I? Her hair's still going over it, so it's alright. Nice moon behind her now. Look, see, it's now she's all coloured in. You can get the effect of that moon. Have a clean spot. Duff those wings, gonna water them down a bit, especially on the edges. Bring it into that centre so it's darker in the middle. Try and get them so they look almost see-through. So I do a bit more. Draw out that colour. Especially at these edges. Right. And flick a little bit of blue, darker shade in like that. Now I want to add a tiny bit of pink in there as well, just here and there. Just keep that running. Yeah, there's something in that pink that's dark. There's something in that. Let's try that again. Yeah, the blues ran into it. Where's... Didn't see it hiding up there in that, along that edge there. You can see the blue. Right, try again. That's it, a real pale pink. And I just want to put a little bit in here and there. Do you see where the pink runs through? Needs a bit of dark blue down that edge as well. A bit contour down there. Bit of shading on that wing there, and a bit of shading under that wing there. So that's our wings done. So she's now almost coloured in, just to do her eyes, her lips, and those little flowery bits. Let's see if I can get that grey ink out of these bits. Should be able to. It's water reactive, so yeah, there you go. That's the one I colour them in, they won't look too bad. Right, I want to put a little bit of white in her eye. I must get some more of my bleed proof. Not had that for ages, not used any for a while since it ran out. That's it. And there are some little white bubbles floating about here and there, and I'll just put a bit on them as well. And little white stars and bubbles. One of Kathy's signatures. That is, she likes to put her little extra bits in. And that's that for now. I'm just going to do a little bit of I think I'll do white spots on her dress as well. There you go. We'll have some highlights coming off her dress, seeing as the moon's shining on it. Little white highlights on her face. Nothing too much. A few bits in her hair. some parts of her wings. Okay, about there I think. So now I'm just going to go around the edge of that moon. Let's put a bit of colour in her lip as well, and her lips. That's that tiny brush. Is that it? Yeah. Tiny brush. A little bit of pink. There you go. Some colour in her lips. Right, red. I'm going to do these as little red berries on her. I don't know actually what colour are those lips. They're kind of red and yellow, aren't they? Kind of a red bleeding into a yellow. I don't know. Something like that, isn't there? Rose hips. Still got a bit of yellow in there. Let's use that. They are kind of that colour, aren't they? Red and yellow, I think. Yeah, there you go. I need some green now. What's that one there? That's turquoise. Need some green. Forest green. These are the, again, the intense pigments that I'm using. Just put a bit of green in there. You need a tiny bit. And not much leafage going on. Just some tiny little leaves here and there. That needs to be plumb up there, that's part of her dress. I think we're about there, folks. Now, what to do about this edge and this down here? What can I do about that? Other than cut it off. I don't really want to cut it off. And I'm going to go around that moon. Right, I've got this. It's a little bit like a wink of Stella. but it's not a Wink of Stella. It's just a nice, let's get rid of that dark off there, give it a shake. It's just water with a bit of sparkle in it, and you give it a squeeze. It's called Clear Shimmer. Got this one from Annette's Crafty Corner. You give it a squeeze, let the water come down, and you get all the little sparkles come through it. So I just want to edge this moon. In fact, I might colour the whole moon. Oh, it's picked up some of that blue, which is not a bad thing. Bit of sparkle around that moon. I might put a bit in between here as well, actually. I might colour the whole thing, make it really shine. Yeah, why not? I will show you the sparkle in a minute, what it gives you. I'll squeeze a bit more down, give it a shake. Squeeze a bit more down. Make sure we get plenty of sparkle in there. Yep, that's it. Oh, I don't know why it picked up there. I don't know, it must have been a splash of blue there somewhere. Not a big issue, because the moon does sometimes have a bluey tinge to it. Oh, yeah, little spots of blue here and there, aren't there? Let's give it another squeeze. The tiniest little spot that you can't even see. You pick a bit of water up on it and that's it. It really, them intense inks really do. Oh crikey. Do excuse that buzzing, is my phone ringing. I'm gonna have to ignore it for now. I'll ring back in a minute. Bagger off. Yes, it's picked up the blue in there as well. Heck. Just the tiniest little speckle of it, it just bleeds everywhere. I'm trying to drag it out a bit, so. There. So it's still a bit wet, but you can see, I think you can see it, a hint of shiny in that moon. It's very, very subtle. And a couple of patches of greenish colour where it's mixed in, but never mind. Don't know if there's much I can do about that now. Don't think I can get that bit out. Tiny little bits of green. How did it get in there? Didn't even see it. No, I got rid of most of it anyway. There you go. About blended it all in now. About blended it all in. There's even a little spot there. I don't remember flicking it everywhere. But yes, we've got a shiny moon. How's that looking? So now what to do about these edges, because I don't really want to, I suppose the only thing I can do is use these. It's a bit of a mixture though, isn't it? I don't know what to do about that. Other than cutting it off, I'll see if I can blend it in maybe. Get out of the way, bloody brushes. I mean, I don't know. I wonder if I can mix a bit of these up. Let's dry that off a bit. See if that will mix with it as well. Very careful, don't want to get it over our hands. Almost kind of mixes, doesn't it? Almost kind of blends in, doesn't it? But not quite. But right, let's get them tops onto that. We're almost there. Try and get rid of that blend line there. That'll do. I think what I'll do now, dry that off. Oops, got glitter everywhere now. Dry that off. See, look, where do them little blue speckles just come from? We barely used it. Where did they come from? Oh, come on, don't you go and pack up now. Don't like being shook. Yeah, I really don't like how I've done that. I've ruined that. And I don't like where these bloody speckles are coming from either. Where's that? Brush again. Brush them out. Get lost. Where did you come from? Where do they keep coming from? Little speckles. Right, what I'll do then is, I don't think red's the right colour to use. struggle to get in this bloody tin. Right, I'm going to go round that edge with, I will try red. I don't know if red's going to go well, but I was just thinking if I do this it might just not look quite so obvious, but I'm not so sure. Not so sure. Just helps to bring it all together anyway. If you put an edge, you put a border around it. And the red is kind of in keeping with the colour scheme anyway, so I'm going to put some blue on as well, I think. What do you think? Bit of that red. By heck. And with a bit of blue as well. I'm just dipping my brush onto the elements just to get that colour. I think that's just about fixed the issue. Try and blend in that obvious line. And the same round this side. I don't think it looks too bad. There, that don't look so bad, does it? There's always a way. There's always a way to fix it. Right, so just mop that up so I don't get it all over my card. Chuck them watercolours out of the way. So there we go. Shiny moon. Right, where I've put the white in her, oh, I have lost a little bit of that black, so I am going to just replace some of that. There you go. A little tiny bit on her face there. I think that's about it. Might put a few little bits of white in her patterns on her sleeve. Like that. I think that's it. Job's a good one, I think. So there we have it. Beautiful. So then, when she's then put onto that mat and then added to the card, you can get the gist of what's going on. And there she is. I mean, there's a nice sentiment that goes with this, but it is rather huge. Spread your wings and let the fairy in you fly. I mean, I could put that somewhere on there, but not at the moment. I tend not to put a sentiment on cards until it's needed, because then if it goes into the shop and somebody wants that card but they want a specific sentiment on it, I can do that then. And then it's, you know, it's good for whoever needs that card. So that will be like that. And there's our card for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you the next time. Take care, everybody. Have a lovely day. See you soon.